This week on LawNext, from Russia with LegalTech. I recently visited Moscow to attend and speak at the Skolkovo LegalTech conference. While there, I sat down with two of the leading experts on legal tech in Russia to get their perspective on the state of the industry there. This is Bob Ambrogi, and you're listening to LawNext, the podcast that features the innovators and entrepreneurs who are driving what's next in law. Today's podcast will be in two parts. In both interviews, I'll ask you to bear with me on the quality. I recorded these using my iPhone. In the first half, I'll interview Holger Zscheyge. Holger is managing director of the Russian legal publishing company Infotropic Media, organizer of his own legal tech conference called Moscow LegalTech, and by all accounts, the leading authority on legal technology in Russia. In the second half of the show, I'll speak with Anton Pronin. Anton is legal tech director of the Skolkovo Innovation Center. He's the organizer of the conference I attended. He also oversees an incubator for legal tech startups in Russia. We'll get to today's interview in just a moment, but first, let's hear from the sponsors who generously support LawNext. And now, on to this week's interview. So I am here at the Skolkovo LegalTech conference in Moscow, and I'm speaking now with, and I'm going to mangle your name, Holger.
No problem.
Holger Zscheyge.
Yeah, that's correct.
Zscheyge, okay.
That's very good.
It's a complicated spelling of Zscheyge because it's Z-S-C-H-E-Y-G-E, but Zscheyge. All right. So Holger, tell me what you do.
Well, I'm a legal publisher. That's my business. So I'm publishing for lawyers. I'm not a lawyer myself, but do that already 20 years. And lately, say 3 years ago, we started to go into legal technology, not doing products ourselves, but doing conferences, other events around legal technology. I myself speak at conferences about how legal departments, how lawyers can jump into the 21st century to become more technology prone and use technology to become more efficient.
We've never met before. We've connected on LinkedIn, but everybody I talk to here says you are the man on legal technology in Russia.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's just there are not a lot of people in Russia talking about legal technology. It's becoming more. Last year it became a hype in Russia as well. You had a legal tech event almost every 2 to 3 weeks. But now it's becoming it's going over the stage of a hype and becoming more mainstream. But there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, and in case anybody's wondering, your accent is not a Russian accent.
No, I'm a German, yes.
But you've been in Russia for how long?
For more than 20 years.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And you went to school in Russia?
I studied here for 2 years in Soviet times.
Yeah.
Went back to Germany and then back again to...
And you actually worked earlier in your career for a name a lot of people in the United States would know, for Wolters Kluwer, for a major...
I worked for Wolters Kluwer, yes. CCH, better known as CCH
here
in the US.
Russia.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you do this annual, is it an annual conference?
It's an annual,
technology?
Moscow LegalTech, yes.
Moscow LegalTech. So, what are you observing right now in terms of, what are the kind of key trends in legal technology in Russia?
In Russia, yes, you're off. It's a very dynamic market. Unfortunately, not a lot of people outside of Russia, or maybe even outside of Moscow, know what's going on. We did a legal tech solutions map with the guys from PwC Legal in Moscow, and we had more than 150 solutions on the map. So that's quite a number of solutions in the market you can buy and use. The market is very dynamic, and you see a huge difference. When we started with Moscow LegalTech, it was still new in 2016. Now a lot of, especially legal departments, are using technology going into the market. Not so much law firms; they are still thinking about it, but at least you have the you got their attention. So in 2016, they're going to the conference, listening, and going away. Nothing happens. Now, 1 or 2 or 3 lawyers after each event comes up and say, "Yeah, we understand we have to do something, but we don't know where to start." That's already a progress understanding.
Yeah. Have most of these solutions been developed just within the last couple of years? I mean, has there been a lot of change?
There have been three waves of legal tech in Russia. The first wave was at the start of the 90s with the start of legal research databases. There are two incumbents in the market. They own 95%. It's Garant and Consultant Plus. Right. They started in 1991, actually, but they are not considered legal tech anymore because every lawyer is using a legal research database.
Sort of like Westlaw.
Like Westlaw, like LexisNexis in the US, right? And they just started out of necessity because paper-based publishing in Russia, because in the 90s the law was changing so quickly. Every day you had some updates, and when you came up with a loose leaf product, actually when you get the update in Khabarovsk, 11 time zones from Moscow, it was already old. You could throw it away and not even unpack. So electronic databases were the solution. The next wave was at the start of the aughts in 2001, 2002, when products they used in other departments, in financial departments like document management systems. Lawyers started to see, okay, the financial department is using a document management system. Can we have it for the legal department as well? But we need special functionality for the legal processes, and companies started to add legal, like case management and so on, to document management systems.
And the next wave, enterprise kinds of systems.
Yes, enterprise systems basically, but still a small market. And then in 2008, 2009, after the financial crisis, of course, even Russian law firms and Russian legal departments have been under pressure, especially legal departments, because until the crisis, 80% of legal work in the departments have been outsourced to outside counsel. But now it's the other way around, and of course they started to look into legal tech products, and then typically legal tech companies started to sprout, like Pravaru. They have been one of the first, and Jeffit. They are started with real legal tech products, not something adapting to the legal market, but just catering to the legal market.
Yeah, and you're saying that the adoption of legal technology is happening to the greatest extent within legal departments, within corporate legal departments.
They are the front runners.
Not at law firms as much. No. Are larger law firms using technology?
They are looking into it. They're starting now. One interesting aspect is that even law firms, not large ones, but medium-sized law firms, they are starting to develop their own products. So you already have 3 law firms that did billing systems for their own purposes, and then they thought,
they developed in-house.
They developed in-house for their own needs, because what's on the market they don't like. But they thought, why not sell it on the market? So they are becoming legal tech companies as well. PwC Legal is starting a document drafting tool. So that's. Yeah. But in terms of broad usage at law firms, the pressure is not enough on law firms still. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Are there obstacles? I mean, what's preventing the law firms more broadly from adopting technology? Is it just a lack of interest, or is there some other factor?
It's a lack of pressure. So they think, yes, we should do something, but the pressure is still not at that level where they feel it as a pain. So they're still making money. It's less and less, and they are anxious about converging that trend, but they don't see the immediate benefit of using technology, because the technology is on the market. You just start and use it. There are of course obstacles. Not all those products are easy to use and so on, but you start small and then you develop it. But it's mainly in their heads. It's not a lack of product or other obstacles. It's in their head.
Yeah. Are there? I mean, one of the things that I don't know if you were there when I was speaking yesterday, but one of the issues that we face in the United States with regard to technology adoption is the fact that the rules that govern lawyers, the ethical rules, the professional conduct rules, are really kind of set up to inhibit innovation in legal practice.
No,
are there similar constructs in Russia?
No. Actually, in Russia, you can practice law outside of the criminal cases. You can practice law even if you're not a lawyer by education. So I can go. I have a business-oriented background. I can go to court and represent a client without facing any obstacles. There's talk for now over 10 years from that you have a bar association in Russia, so you have lawyers appointed to the bar, but it's about 70,000 in Russia, and you have 1.2 million legal professionals in Russia. So it's a small percentage. There are no obstacles, so you can practice law without any, and even legal tech companies can practice law, legal consulting, without any obstacles.
Oh, so the kinds of constraints we face don't exist here. What about the courts? What's the state of technology use or automation of the court system?
That's interesting because you have a dual court system in Russia. You have commercial courts, the arbitration courts, where legal entities sue each other, and you have the general court system. Right. And the arbitration court system has been very much automated. It started in 2009 when they set up a unique, even worldwide a unique system. Every decision of the commercial court system is available online. It's called Kartoteka Arbitражных дел. There's like a library of arbitration court cases. It's available free of charge online. And it's a unique system, but at the general court level, they are just starting. So now you have, of course, the majority of court cases or the decisions of general courts available online, but that just starts, and the use of technology at the general court system is much lower than at the arbitration court system. But it starts to change. You probably have seen the exhibition of Krok with the what they are doing for the Moscow court system.
Yeah, it was quite
and
fascinating.
that looks very promising.
Yeah.
A little bit like Minority Report.
I would like to see a system like that in the United States courts.
Well, it will take time as well in Russia, but before you have that in every court. But it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and does the same hold true outside of Moscow, or is most of this?
It's different. It's of course in the big cities. It starts in Moscow, and they test it, but it will take some time to have that in every court, of course.
Yeah. I've been interested here how much talk there's been about artificial intelligence and robot lawyers. What's the state of the development or adoption of artificial intelligence?
Well, it's of course a buzzword as everywhere, and you have that talk about artificial intelligence replacing a couple of lawyers. Like the head of Sberbank, the largest bank, said that they have replaced 3,000 lawyers within artificial intelligence. Of course, that's not true, but nevertheless, it made a very lasting impression on the legal community. In terms of product, you don't have products with artificial intelligence. There just are 2 or 3 companies starting in that. And I see from a theoretical standpoint, Russia has a good base of specialists in artificial intelligence. They just have to open their eyes on the legal market because they don't know that lawyers have problems that could be solved applying artificial intelligence to the problem. But I guess that will change. I guess next year or the year after that, we will have legal tech solutions with artificial intelligence. But
it's been interesting that Kira has been here presenting at this conference, and Kira doesn't work with Cyrillic.
Yes, and that's a little bit like teasing the community, because of course one of the first questions, where can we buy it? Can we use it? People would like to do that because legal work is majorly the same all over the world, and of course lawyers would like to be more efficient, but I guess that will change because the basics are here. You have good research in artificial intelligence. You just have to put it to use in the legal domain.
Anything else that you're seeing in terms of a trend in technology here in Russia?
Well, it's basically all over the whole product without maybe disclosure, because you don't have the rules to disclose every information to your counterpart. But in every major direction there's development. It's very dynamic. So the Russians are, if they like a technology, they are very quick to adopt it.
Yeah. What's the environment like for developing technology here? I mean, I know we're at the Skolkovo Institute, I guess it's called, and it seems to be a rich environment for fostering the development of.
Well, there's a couple of institutions, most of them state-funded, like Skolkovo, like the International, the Internet Initiative Development Fund, also a large venture capital fund, a state-funded fund. They are doing quite a lot in legal technology, and you have to see that last year the Russians started their economic program, digital economy. And legal technology was explicitly included into that program. So as far as I know, that's the only digital transformation program, state-funded program, where legal technology is included as a separate item. And that, of course, did a huge push to the market. You see the interest in legal technology grow, and you see that outside funding is coming in. So you had 2 deals with one company last year, each one for $1 million US, which is huge for the Russian market. Another company, a professional venture fund, started to invest in another company, also in a range of $3 to $5 million US. So that's you see a lot of traction in the market.
Yeah. When is your next conference?
It's in April 2019.
And do you have a focus? Do you know what the
well, we start to look into different items. This year we did a lot in innovation, change, innovation, legal operations, cybersecurity. Because with cybersecurity you have to come up with every year, because people coming yes nodding in the ear, we have to do something, and then it's the same old procedures like every year. So we will probably focus next year on legal operations as well, innovation, again to push that, a little bit more technology, because now we see the interest growing also from law firms, not only legal departments, into technology, more technology focused. Cybersecurity, I will continue until lawyers understand they have to do something in cybersecurity. That's the main topics. Yes.
Yeah, good. Well, Holger, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Speak with you.
Likewise.
I'll continue with my interviews from Russia in just a moment. But first, let's take a break to hear from the sponsors who generously support LawNext. And now on to the second half of today's podcast. I spoke with Anton Pronin, LegalTech Director of the Skolkovo Innovation Center. He organized the conference I attended, and he also oversees an incubator that helps develop legal tech startups in Russia, mostly in the Moscow area. Thank you for speaking with me today, Anton.
Yes, hello, Robert, and thank you for coming.
It's been a real honor to be here. It's been a real pleasure to be able to speak with you. I wanted to ask if you could describe for me, to begin, about the Skolkovo Legal Institute and what your work is here.
So actually we are in Skolkovo Innovation Center.
Right.
As you can see, huge buildings, and imagine how much startups we have here. The Skolkovo Innovation Center provide services for prototyping, for law services, or any other services that help our startup develop the solutions. As you can understand, startups are not only from legal sphere and not only from IT sphere, because we have 1,800 startups.
This is an enormous facility. It's difficult to describe the size of the building we're in, but several football fields for sure.
It's 400 hectares a full territory, and about 200 already full of building of R&D centers of our partners. And to close this question, we have a living apartment district here, and gymnasium for children, so etc. A little city.
Yeah. And you were even telling me that the area is if I had it correct, is exempt from certain laws so that certain kinds of experiments can take place here.
Yeah.
With drones, for example, you were talking about drones.
With the drones, with autopilots, with to testing some telemedicine solutions. For example, this year we opened the Hadas medicine center here. So yeah, not all, but we have some a little bit more opportunities for piloting than in the whole city, than in the whole country. And if we are back to our law sphere, we have several startups that create solutions for lawyers, that create solutions for courts and government. We also help them to create and to make their business in Russia, but not only in Russia. We take parts in different conferences. We help them to collaborate with some other innovation centers or acceleration, and try to collaborate with governance in other countries.
So is your role as the director as the legal tech director at Skolkovo to help these startups grow and develop? What is your relationship with them? Do you help them? Do you give them business training, financing? How do you get involved with them?
So my personal role is, there are several. As a business mentor, so I help them to make some customer development or business development. Also, I make business missions to to other countries. So my role is leader of business mission. All communication are supported by me. And some startups that I accelerate pay money to the Skolkovo Foundation for my consulting. This is how I work with the startups. I can search some startups from the market that are not resident of Skolkovo, to collaborate them, to help them to enter to the Skolkovo Foundation. And also I work with the customers, the strategy consulting, with the legal departments and other departments, because I have about 15 years practice how to make process efficient. I'm a process automation expert. And if we talk about the Skolkovo Foundation, we provide low taxes for them, and we provide a micro foundation. That means that if they spend some money in taking part in the conferences, we can refund them, give them back, or if they want to develop some prototypes, we can fund them some grants.
How does a startup get accepted into this program or involved in this program? Do they have to pitch you initially to do that?
Not to me, because I'm interested in gather as much startups as I can. That would be the conflict of interest. We have external experts, about 300 external experts, and every startup passes the special exams through these experts. And we have a special program where startups fill the forms, fill the information about what they want to do and what the stage they have already. And after that, the program choose the experts randomly. So we don't know what the experts are see these answers. And I can tell you that this is a very this is a barrier for the startups, because only 19 or 20% of startups can pass these exams.
Yeah, interesting.
This is the statistics.
Interesting. What do you see from your work here as some of the most important areas of legal technology development in Russia right now?
If we, so there are two parts. The first part is simple automation. We have not as conservative lawyers already here, because we and I personally all spend a lot of time to work with the lawyers, to work with the whole industry, to provide much more information, because when you know how to use it and what for use it, you will use it. And there are still some departments that really need to start with the simple automation.
Mm-hmm.
And
when you say departments, do you mean in the government or in private law practice as well?
And even in in-house department, in-house, private law, or any others.
Yeah.
And the other part is some scientific part. I mean, when we talk about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc., there are not as much business cases in this sphere, but there are still much more hype, much more marketing.
Yeah.
But we still work with this technology. We try to make projects with our customers, pilots with our customers. And so I think we will we also look at the international knowledges. So I look forward to have some practical AI in practical manner.
Yeah, there's been a lot of focus at this conference on AI and talk about robots.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting because I think the conference has probably helped separate some of the hype from some of the reality about what's going on with artificial intelligence. What do you see as the role of artificial intelligence in the legal area?
Again, we can we have to go from the practice cases, because if we talk about the natural language processing or some chatbots, legal chatbots, for sure they can be used in some non-human solutions. Mm-hmm. When you have enough data for this, when you have routing questions, it might be automated at all already. The question only in data collection, legal data collection. And the contract management also, the solutions like Kira, we doesn't have a lot of such solutions, and don't have at all the solutions that the same measure, the same quality, the same accuracy than Kira.
Yeah.
We have some development, but we still need to teach, because teaching the machine is an expensive process.
Yeah.
I think Kira spend a lot of money for teaching their solutions.
Yeah. Well, several speakers made the point that the Cyrillic language is more difficult for a machine learning system, I guess, to process than the traditional Latin characters. I wasn't aware of that, and I don't know why that is, but that's an interesting point.
Yeah, because it's a specific language, and there are a lot of deviations. And
yesterday, I spoke about some of my observations about the legal profession's reluctance or slowness to adopt technology, and that's been my perception in the United States. I wonder here in Russia what your perceptions are about that. When you speak about the legal profession broadly, not the people who are at this conference who clearly are ahead of the curve, but in general, is the legal profession accepting technology, adopting technology in Russia?
Yeah, this is a good question, and today we will have a special session about law education, about how the traditional education have to react on the newest technology. And this year, some universities start the additional courses they call LegalTech Director. Also, they want to include some sessions in the basic programs.
The universities will be teaching
LegalTech Director, yeah.
LegalTech Director will be a position, a job that would be a law firm or something. Yeah.
It also includes some specific sessions of how to automate, how to. So I have a lecture also there, and I usually taught how to make this golden triangle that Sebastian was told, people, process, and technology, how to collaborate and use it in law firms.
Yeah. Sebastian Voss from HiQ, who just spoke this morning. And what about the courts? I've been fascinated to see some of the exhibitors here who have some very sophisticated programs for automating and accessing information from the courts. Are the courts automated? Are they using technology?
Not every course for sure. This is a pilot project also. And in the first stage, they automated 36 Moscow courts, but they already create the core system, and they can scale this core system to other. It's depend on the resources, it depends on all the cost. And you have seen not all the automation that already used in Moscow court. They also have video conferences. You don't need to make escort from the prisons. You just can put the video camera and make an online translation. Also, they work in audio protocolling. They already have audio protocolling, but they want to automate the voice into the text.
Yeah. I know you don't have a lot of time, and I see your phone buzzing away. And I just want to ask about this conference. This is the second time you've had this conference. What is it that you hope the people at this conference will come away with? Why do you think this conference is important to them, and what do you hope that they get out of it?
So this year we make a lot of sessions. We have a plenary session. We have you as international speakers. We have a master classes, and as you can see, there are full room of people listening and watching how to use the solution in practical manner. We have an exhibition. We will have a show with the startups pitching today. So in 1 or 2 days, you can get a whole information that would be difficult to find from the whole year, I think.
Well, Anton, spasibo.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much. That does it for my interviews from Russia. And you can find all of the back episodes of LawNext at lawnext.com or at my blog, lawsitesblog.com. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to head on over to the Apple Podcasts store and leave us a positive comment there. Thanks as always to my producer and engineer, Ben Ambrogi. Thanks to all of you for listening. This is Bob Ambrogi.